Yeah. So, it's another week of these power rankings. I tell you, this week at a gate together. I get cuz, I mean, cuz here with me for the show he does here.
For sure, for sure. Hey, here. What's the last one? They say, yeah. I gotta be here in the corner for the next one for sure, man.
So yeah, like I tell you, this is how we doing the power rankings. I tell you at a gate together this week. To this week, I was a little bit more organized. I kind of started a little early, so like I said, every single week, this is how I gonna do my power rankings when it comes to my tiers league. We're gonna start off with Big 12 power rankings, and then we're gonna go down the line to Big 12, Tier 3, Tier 2, and then Tier 1. Starting off week 2 with me versus Manny. I pull away with that victory. Second game was Richie versus Gino. Richie take away that game right there. Next game was Vachel versus Iva. Iva win that game. Then the next game was Chris. Cause Chris versus Plucky. Plucky went with that victory. Then the next game was Ju versus Rain. Ju take away that victory. And then the other game was DT versus Shamoy. DT win that game. Just a quick talk about these matchups. I start off with me versus Manny. That matchup there, I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz that probably one of my hardest matchups I ever had. That matchup was hard. Dog, playing the number one draft pick. Probably the best player in the world. Definitely by far the best fantasy player. This motherfucker is a handful 4 times a week too.
The motherfucker is like anime when they finally fight somebody. They be like, so this is the power of the jockey. He's fast. You play that fuck right up close.
Yeah, it was hard. I ain't gonna lie, Manny, love his team. I love how he start the year. He got a really good team. He gonna be hard to beat, come down the line. So yeah. Then the Richie versus Gino. Gino starting off 0-2. Richie 2-0. I don't know. That man is like yin and yang. And they talk, like I said from the last week when I did these power rankings, they talk shit the whole week. They still talking shit. They cussing each other. Them niggas, them man, Gino don't like to say it is a rivalry.
But that man is a rivalry. I don't care. I don't care.
That man is a rivalry.
I'd really like to see that man play 3 times this year, man. That would have been good. That would have been good. Well, but in all honesty, I gotta think about my boy Gino mentally check like 3 weeks, bro.
He can't take it. He can't. Yeah, that fucker will be gray headed. He lose. That's how he will lose his weight. That fucker will get skinny played 3 times a week.
Hell yeah, fuck I see. For real.
Then we had Vashko versus Ival. My 2 big dogs went at it. Ival blow you up, mister. I ain't gonna lie though, cuz I don't know. Vashko gotta make some moves. He never been in a situation like this. I would like to see what he do. In this situation. He 0-2. He rank up there. He's a top 5 rank. Don't make me look bad. Don't make my ranks look bad. So let me see what he do.
Let's see what Vashko does, man.
I'll let you talk about this one. Tell me about that matchup with Plucky.
Alright, man. So I'm gonna be honest with this matchup with Plucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, first and foremost, I want to just give Plucky his congratulations on beating me. You know what I'm saying? But if you look across the league, dog, I'd have beat a good bit of teams. You check what he's saying, like 1982. You know what I mean? Plucky just decided to have his best week. Man had freaking Gordon Hayward averaging close to like 49, 50 points for the week. You had Bragdon giving you 70 points. Like, the man, like, bottom tier players really went crazy for he even last night when I was making a little baby comeback. Like, I was like, I could see the door kind of open a little. I could see the light, but fucking Draymond Green slammed that fuck shut, mister. I said, what the fuck? Even man like Draymond get a man like a 60 piece last night. So like, it was just destined for Plucks to win. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to CJ McCollum. That man had the best fantasy week that I ever witnessed. I feel like I play against Shy this week. Fuck, I was just dropping 80s left and right. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't feel too bad with that last, dog. Like, You know, I ain't feel too bad at all. Like, them things don't always happen. But once again, congratulations to the Plucks. But I get you next time we meet. I get you. Trust me. I don't circle my calendar. Like, fuck. Yeah, I get you next time.
Alright, then moving on. Jew versus Rain. Ain't much to really talk about with them two, you know. Jew is Jew, Rain is Rain.
You know what I'm
Shamoy
saying?
DT.
Yeah.
Ain't much to talk about. You know, both of them one-on-one. So
Couple NBA TV man and thing, you know.
yeah, ain't much to
Yeah,
talk
ain't
about
much,
in those
you know.
matchups. But you know, that's
Couple league
the
pass, you know, couple.
yeah, couple league pass. If you got a little league pass, you know what's going on. Ain't ESPN and TNT.
couple peacock games and so look at the NBC and thing, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't even want to talk about them man now. Them low market teams.
Yeah, I'm saying,
You want to talk about them for
Minnesota, you know what I mean? We really watching out.
Hornets versus Minnesota. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
want to talk
saying,
about that.
no.
But
Fuck,
that's the
man.
recap for Big 12. But here is the power rankings for week 3, Big 12. We have Iva still at number 1. We have Plucky at number 2. Richie at 3. Me at 4. Manny at 5. DT at 6. Ju at 7. You at 8. Shamoy at 9. Gino at 10. Fashel at 11. And Rain still at 12. These are your Big 12 Week 3 power rankings.
I just want to say, like, Manny, DT, I don't get comfortable being pause. I don't get comfortable being on top of me, and I fuck song. Hey, yo, pause, Chris. Fuck that. You
Just don't be comfortable being ahead of the cause.
Don't be comfortable. They coming. Yeah, we hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I gonna take my 8. You know, I lose the Plucks. I lose the rank 2 teams. I ain't really too, man. We got some work to do, but we gonna be this. I'll tell you what. I ain't gonna be below 8 after this week. Take that how you want, Vasco. Take that how you want. But yeah.
Moving on to the week 3, and it's a road week. And if you don't know what's a road week, how I do my scheduling, everybody, it's conference week and it's road week. So you're gonna play your conference and you're gonna either play your road. You're never gonna be a mix. You're never gonna play somebody on the road and somebody your conference play somebody in the conference. No, I have my schedule set up where the conference play each other and the road means you play opposite conference. So this is our first road week matchup. They have me versus Rain, Iva versus Ju, DT versus Richie, Manny versus Gino, Fashel versus you, and Shamoy versus Plucky. And this is week 3 road matchups.
I like this. For some reason in Big 12, I don't really know, about the other tiers, but as far as Big 12 goes, dog, like I don't know, for some reason it really like these matchups to really be juicy, dog. Like when I watching this, you got DT versus Richie, bro, and a week 3, fresh off of a Gino versus Richie. That's our next fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Richie messaged me. He said he on his revenge tour. He said, thank you.
Sir, remember, I like that fucking give me on my revenge tour, and then I get Plucky after DT. Oh God.
Oh shit.
So you
Then
know,
we get
Richie,
via Vasco. I like even though it's a little low market thing. I like Shamoy and Plucks because Shamoy and Plucky, them
They
man been
talking
talking shit to
They
each other
talking shit.
last
They
week,
talking shit.
dog. And Plucky done already solidified that he winning this week. This is the first time these two gonna be playing against each other ever in Big 12. So yeah, I know I'm gonna be gay. I know I got eyes locked on to the DT and Richie. But don't sleep on that Shamoy and Plucky matchup. I like that matchup there.
I like that matchup too. I ain't gonna lie.
I like that matchup.
But this is it for Big 12 when it comes to the week 3 power rankings. So, let we see what go on. Let we see what happen. You can poll in the comments who you feel gonna win, who you like. And then, we move forward from there.
See less.
Alright, moving on to tier 3. And we're gonna start off with a recap for week 2. The week 2 results. We're gonna start on top. We had Kimoy versus Jimbo. Kimoy went that one right there. We had Ernie versus Kadeem, a rematch at Tier 2 right there. Tier 2 championship. Again, Arnie win that victory right there. We had Ian versus Rude Boy. Rude Boy went with that win right there. We had Risha versus Bread. Risha take that victory. We had King versus Jed. Jed win that matchup right there. And then we had Ish versus Chabo. Ish went away with that one right there. Starting back from the top, we're going to just break down how we feel about the week and what went down. So we're going to start off with the best matchup, the TNT matchup. Jimbo versus Kimoy. Jimbo went into this matchup 1-0. Kimoy went to this matchup 0-1. And Kimoy want to go 0-2. That pressure get tight when you 0-2.
Yeah,
so, Kimoy pulled away last minute. It was a neck-to-neck fight the whole way out. The man GM good that week, I ain't gonna lie. Kimoy just had a little bit more firepower. Jimbo also have Harden. He should get Harden back this week, so I like to see how his team look. But Kimoy take that victory. Then we moving on to Arnie and Kadeem Breeze. Arnie played Rude Boy last week. And he lost to Rude Boy in the championship last year in Tier 3. And he beat he last week. Now he playing a man who beat he in Tier 2 championship. And he beat he. So Arnie, I set it up that way too. Like, yeah,
Vengeance Mafia.
You gotta get your lick back, Arnie. You gotta get your lick back. So, he 2-0. He beat the two man them that salty up for the championship. So,
yeah, fucks.
He 2-0 now, I like that. Then this game hear this out, cause Ian versus Rude Boy. Check Ian Thursday.
Wait, I gotta switch it to week matchup too. Hey, let me see what game. Yeah.
Few moments later.
Thursday.
Meanwhile.
Damn.
Yeah. You see what going on?
I ain't gonna lie, cause that fuck almost caused me and keep us too, I had to GM and then frig when I could have done win from Thursday,
Oh, so you wasn't, you're not the only one. You were one too.
Happened to, and the crazy thing about it, I had Booker in the next thing and I take him out and I was like, oh fuck, I get Booker and keepers too, man. And fuck, I just went crazy. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough,
so,
Ian.
So it's like watching that and watching how much he lose, boy. It's like, damn, that's a bust chest. You literally beat yourself. Like, fuck. That's a tough L. That L is tough.
He
could have been 2-0. Could have been 2-0.
That's a lot to talk about in this point of the season, because trust me, dog, week 3 of fantasy basketball, people hype, dog. That's when a lot of trades be getting mad, and it's like, it ain't got too much pressure on you. You could watch yourself. You could get a good little lead in your conference, all them stuff. So that's tough, dog. Jeez, bro.
Moving
once IOC questionable, dog, I gotta take that gamble, especially on them type of players, dog. Once IOC questionable, you gotta take that gamble. Them late night motherfuckers, just take them out, dog. If it's like a Chicago, like Lavine and them fuck, you could wait until tip off and do it right before
late nights.
Them late night, take them out, bro.
Questionable, take them out. If it's doubtful, patient. Questionable, take them out.
Yep.
Alright, moving on. I gonna give you these two calls together, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So we're gonna talk about Risha beating Bread, and then Ish beating Chabo. So you see how much Chabo lose by. Chabo make a trade with Risha all in a week. I don't feel it's a bad trade. I feel it's a good trade, especially at that point before the week has start. I feel it was a good trade, but it was at the wrong time. Guys, when I get your trades, please pay attention to the schedule. Chabo traded Franz and Hero for Kawhi. And Clippers had 2 games that week, so Kawhi barely played for Chabo. And Hero and Franz just went ballistic for Risha versus
Hero going
Bread.
crazy.
So, all week, it was a little hot. Chat was a little hot. But, it's a learning experience. I mean, if he had kept his players, he probably would have won this week. I like the trade for him though. It's a good trade. Hero not gonna play like that every single week. Franz not gonna play that every single week. But Kawhi ain't really start off yet, so it's a good trade. I ain't mad with the trade, but you gotta just know when to make certain moves and when not to make certain moves. And then moving on to the last game, Jed versus King. Ain't much to talk about. All I want to say is Jed is 2-0 and he have Ja Morant sitting in a team, and he have So these are your tier 3 power rankings. We have Ernie at 1, Risha at 2, Jimbo at 3, Jed at 4, Kimoy at 5, Ish at 6, Chabo, Rude Boy, Ian, Bread, Kadeem, then King at 12. And this is your tier 3 power rankings for week 3. Talk to me, because we think, give me a little input on how you feel before we move on.
Hey, all I can say is like that last week the underdogs were on top. But it's like I just don't like what I could say is like I don't pay too. I mean, it's good to be like a top rank in power rankings, that's a good long week of like trash talking shit. And then like, but like don't like use it if you at the bottom, use it as motivation. Especially if you see a man like a 2 or 3 and you know that man ain't better than you, dog. Don't worry about it. Man.
You know what really bun you? But they bun me last week. The whole of last week when I had to drop that number next to your name. When you see that 7 or 8, and you're like, man, what the fuck, dog?
I know Che just messaged me like, dog, I went from 3 to 10, dog. Like, fuck.
Yeah. It's all in the season, so the ladder going up and down. Ain't no really as the weeks go by, the rankings ain't gonna change very much. Ain't gonna be no big. Ain't gonna be for 2 one week, then 10 the next week now. But the season's still young, still learning a lot of these teams. Still don't know who really a top dog, who really not a top dog.
Exactly. That's why people like going up and down so rapidly. Like you'll go from like 2 to 10 quick. And once you solidify it and we know it going on, like especially like by week 10, like shit, you be week 2 and you lose, you fucking still be ranked 2. You know what I mean? So
that's your week 3 power rankings for tier 3. So we're gonna move on to the week 3 road matchups for tier 3. We have Bread versus Kadeem, Jimbo versus King, Chabo versus Jed, Risha versus Arnie, Kimoy versus Ian, and Ish versus Ricky. And this is the week 3 matchups for the. So I'm gonna give a quick input about this before we move on to tier 2. And I have Risha versus Arnie. Again, they setting Arnie up there. Everything have a reason for a reason. And you know what I mean? This one more a little bit for Risha. Risha didn't like that pull Arnie in tier 3 last year over her. So that'll fuel her. She didn't like that. She hate that. She's getting her lick back.
Yeah.
And she is the defending champion who won tier 2 last year. And so Arnie just playing all these champs. He playing these champs. His first road matchup will be against Risha. I like the Ian versus Kimoy. I like that matchup there too. We see how they do. We see what Ian do if he make any trades today or whatever the case may be. But that's really much I ain't got to say about that. That's my TNT matchup. That's my 2 TNT matchup.
Which one, Ian?
Yeah, Ian. I gotta get Ian. I got a TV game. Get Ian a little TV game, man.
Shit.
Get Ian a little TV game, man. I know them man them want to see a bread and Kadeem. I know they want to see that, but I mean, like Ian got a little TV time, man.
So who's ESPN? Who is ESPN? Jimbo and King. Them is Big 12.
Yeah, Jimbo and King.
Okay.
Jimbo and King. Nobody want to really see no Ish and Ricky. Them niggas ain't gonna say 2 words to each other this whole week. Nobody want to see that shit.
And if they say to each other, they're gonna be in Spanish, so we ain't gonna even know, Put them on Telemundo, cause them man ain't even on NBA TV. Them on game at Telemundo.
Yeah, man. But that's it for tier 3 power rankings. Alright, we at tier 2. We're gonna start off with the tier 2 week 2 results. Give you a little recap of what went down in tier 2. So we have Draco versus Demoy. Demoy went with that victory right there. We have Joel versus Jordan. Joel went to that matchup right there. Then we had Bash versus Tobo. Bash went to that matchup right there. Then we had Rich versus Grove. Grove went with that game right there. Then we had Brandon versus Marvin. Marvin went with that game. Then the last matchup, we had JP versus Russ. Russ take that matchup right there. You know, and then like I said, we give our input, our went down. Nah, fuck, I ain't doing that. Usually we would give our inputs for these matchups, but the lower tier you get, the less I gonna do. Ain't really much I want to say when it comes to tier 2 and the matchups. You know, it is what it is. Nothing really stood out to me much. I mean, Bash and Turbo was a good matchup. A couple of them were good, but when it comes to the lower tiers, we go ain't much I gonna say. Just gonna run through them. And hey, if you don't like it, get out the tier. The higher tier you in, they pay more money, they get more. So like I said, ain't much to say about that. But we're gonna give out the tier 2 power rankings for week 3. We have Joel, then we have Bash, Rush, Demoy, Grove, Draco, JP, Marvin, Turbo, Rashawn, Jordan, and then Brandon at 12. And that is your week 3 power rankings.
I need Grove and Demoy to stay top 5. That's all I'm gonna say. Me to cut you off, but I just need her to stay top 5 all year for me. Please. There you go. Yeah, dog.
Bash and Joel, very expected to be 1 and 2. And that's really it. I ain't getting much to say. I tell all them tier 1 man who joined tier 2 this year, you got a lot to learn. They got a lot to show me, man. They got a lot to show me, but I'll save that type of conversation for when I do an actual recap, like in 2-3 more weeks. We're gonna go through, the week 3 road matchups for tier 2. We have Bash versus Rich, Russ versus Grove, Turbo versus Joel, Brandon versus Draco, Brandon versus Demoy, and JP versus Jordan. So I'm gonna give you my TNT game. Turbo.
So Marvin going against Dario.
Yeah.
I
So I like this week is a really good. I ain't gonna lie. I like tier 2 matchups for this week. I like the Russ versus Grove. That were my 2 top dogs last year in tier 1. They're going at each other right now. That's gonna be a good matchup. I like Turbo versus Joel. Turbo 0-2, but his losses is like ain't bad losses. Like he doing really good. Like I said, I don't really watch records. I watch how you perform or what you do. And he's one of the only people that actually have trades in tier 2. So like he's actually showing me more than a lot of people showing me. So I like Turbo versus Joel. Joel is definitely the big dog in tier 2. Like he did not belong in tier 2. So it's like I watching everything. That's gonna be a good matchup. Everything else, the Bash, Rich, Marvin, Draco, Brandon, Demoy, JP, Jordan. I push all them games to NBA TV. No, not even NBA TV. Push all them games to League Pass. Nobody want to watch them games. Just tell me how the game went and I gonna just go from there. Nobody studying.
Wow, this is a close game. Let me tune in and League Pass quick and see what's going on.
So like I say, it'll be like when it's so many leagues, I ain't watching all that shit. I gonna just, the only matchups I want to see is Turbo, Joel, Russ, Grove. Everybody else, I gonna just breeze through it and move on with my day.
Facts.
That's it right there for your tier 2 power rankings for week 3. Moving on to tier 1, we're going to just give Iowa went down in tier 1 with their matchups from last week. And, so the one thing I would say, only one team I care to talk about when it comes to tier 1. And if you look at it, is the top team on the board, the MJ versus Rashid. We talk about this from when we did the predictions for tier 1. Rashid and MJ by far had the best 2 teams, and them man went at it.
Boy, 2000.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give you the power rankings, and I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And these is your tier 1 power rankings for week 3. We have Rashid at 1, MJ at 2, Javon at 3, Michael at 4, Gillo at 5, Kyle at 6, Kerry at 7, Joseph at 8, Pure at 9, Harry at Harry at Harry at 10, Dylan at 11, George at 12. Like I said, hey, George is 0-2. Like I said, before he make a team, I said, George, you got a lot of work to do. This team is not good. Got a lot of work to do. Let me defend Pure real quick. Pure had drills last week, so he forget to set his lineup a lot, and he never tell it to me. So after he see he lose, he does like let a week went by, so that's why he dropped so low. So he probably would have been I don't know, he probably would have win. But
okay, lucky Pure.
The top 3 teams right now, this all I really gotta say. Them man don't belong in tier 1. Them dudes belong in tier 2. Like they so much more advanced than everybody else in this tier. Rashid and MJ. Just I watch all their pickups, I watch how they play. Like they really know what the fuck they're doing. Like Rashid
hold on.
Rashid showing he don't belong in tier 1. You know, he say he's showing it to being dropped to tier 1, and he's showing that shit cause
Hold on there. Cause said I don't bring no gems. Nah.
He gonna bring up the gems.
Oh,
That's a gem. That's a gem. That's a gem. That's a gem. That's a gem.
Okay, well, we ain't gonna send nothing.
That's a gem. He don't talk much, and I wish he could talk a little bit more, but that's a gem. MJ is definitely a gem. Definitely a gem. Javon is a gem too. He 2-1-0. Kyle, I ain't gonna like Kyle growing on me. He talking shit and Kyle growing on me. Kyle growing on me. He get some work to do with that team. But I like couple people that they in tier 1. I see a lot of potential in some of them. I feel like some of them just need to be with the higher tier groups and they will shine more. Like Javon, for example, like he'd attack a lot in Area 12. He didn't my Area 12 league, and like you can see the potential that he have. So I know if Rashid or MJ was in that league, they'd have probably you could have seen more too. But like I said, that's really it. That's really all I really have to say when it comes to tier 1. We're gonna just go straight down to the week 3 matchups. So from tier 1, free agency, the beginners league, they have a different schedule. They don't have the same every week is conference roads as tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. They have a different one. It's still roads and conference, but it's a different setup from tier 1 to free agent league and beginners league. So this still a conference week for them. So week 3 matchups, we have Rashid versus George, Javon versus Dylan, MJ versus Kyle, Harry versus Pure, Joseph versus Kerry, and Michael versus Gillo. And this is your week 3 matchups. You know,
locked in.
So, like I said, that's really all I gotta say with tier 1. You don't want to be in tier 1. You want me to talk more about your team? Go back, go up. You gotta go up in the ranks. But hey, moving on to the last thing. The tiers top 5 scores for week 2. So, you know, we have me at the 1. I had the highest score for all tiers. Then Manny, my own matchup at number 2. Second highest in all tiers. So, you know, at number 3, we have Grove representing tier 2. And then check your boy Plucky at number 4. You know what I mean? Because
tough, man. So, James,
4 out of 48. Number 4 out of 48. Plucky had a week.
Too much sleep. I ain't losing too much sleep, man.
At least this can make you feel a little better.
Check. Yeah.
A little better. Then at number 5, we have Arnie representing tier 3. 3 man in Big 12. And I forgive me, I said tier 4, trying to transition back into Big 12. 3 man in Big 12 made the top 5 scores. Hey, that's why I try and show I use a different level. And if you watch our teams, we don't have great teams. We just don't know how to make pickups. We know how to prep for a week, and it'll just show in our scores. Like, it's a lot when it comes to this fantasy thing. There's a lot of man in tier 1 and tier 2 have way better teams than our teams. they just don't know how to, and some of them, I think tier 1 have 7 pickups, if I'm not mistaken. They probably have 6, I'm not sure, but they don't know how to stretch them 6 pickups. That's the problem. So don't be thinking because we in Big 12 we get the top scores, we get big teams. We don't get no big teams. I'll tell you the off rip, we don't have no big teams.
I gotta learn how to like operate the pool system. Like, you gotta use them filters to your advantage. Like we used to have to like go on the NBA app and watch our schedule and then go and then take. Now it'll tell you who playing on Thursday, it'll tell you who playing on Friday. You feel me? And you will just know a player is playing back to back because if it's Thursday and you click on it and you click on like who playing on Friday and they have a schedule next to them, that means they're playing back to back. So you know, if they give out 30 tonight and 30 tomorrow, that's 60 points. So you gotta watch it that way too.
You know, and then like I said, if you made it this far, because I know a lot of man just going to, you know, fast forward to their tier and move forward, which is cool. Which is cool. You don't expect you to watch the whole thing. You don't have to. But those who just love the tiers in a whole and just want to see what's going on with the whole league, because you know we's all one. We's all one. Everybody in my league all one. Like I said, I appreciate Tayo. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's one big community. I appreciate Tayo for, you know, giving me your app. There's once it comes to fantasy basketball, every day being on the app, giving me your effort. I don't have to like look after nobody and tell them set the lineup or why you ain't doing this or why you ain't doing that. Y'all running the league while me actually having to run the league. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Y'all give me quality, I gonna give you back quality. This is your boy Mountain and this is your Tiers Power Ranking. Peace.
Yes, sir.